Let's talk about what a period is. And this is what all the kerfuffle's about. This is what we see on a regular basis. This is what we experience on a regular basis. All the other stuff that happens in the background, we don't know as much about, we don't learn about. And my goal is to hopefully help you understand all the important things that is happening behind the scenes before our period arrives, and all this other stuff, all this other time that's leading up to our period determines the health of our period. So, what is a period? A period is when we see menstrual blood flow, blood that's coming out our vaginal canal. It usually happens on a monthly basis, ideally. It can vary from person to person in terms of what their rhythm is, but generally we want to see a cycle that comes on a regular basis, a period that comes on a regular basis. And that to me shows that your system, your reproductive system, your body feels safe and healthy enough to produce a menstrual blood flow. So the period is the release of blood. This blood is coming from the uterus, and it's coming from the inside of the uterus called a uterine lining. This lining has been building throughout the weeks prior to its release, and it's been thickening. And this thickening happens as a response to a developing egg within the ovaries. And so these eggs mature, and as these eggs mature, it sends out chemical messengers to the uterus to say thicken the lining. And this first chemical messenger in the follicular stage, or in the beginning as the egg is maturing, is called estrogen. So estrogen thickens, starts the base of the uterine lining. And once that is done, once the egg is mature and released, it's ovulated, then a second chemical messenger called progesterone is what comes into play. So now progesterone continues to thicken this lining, and the lining gets really spongy and fluffy and thick. And this lining basically is preparing the uterus for a possible pregnancy. So throughout the entire month prior to your bleed, the whole job of your uterus is to grow a lining. And when there is no pregnancy that has occurred, the drop in the chemical messenger progesterone is what will cause the bleed. So the lack of progesterone and the decrease in progesterone is what causes, that signals the uterine lining to be shed. And so the lining that was being thickened for the entire month in preparation of a possible pregnancy is no longer needed. And so therefore the chemical messengers leave, mainly progesterone leaves and is no longer in the bloodstream, and this signals the uterus to say, okay, no pregnancy, it's time for us to go. So we have the shedding of the uterine lining that has been building up throughout the entire cycle. So that is what a period is. Now, what a period looks like, feels like, these are things that we don't often discuss. And that's what I want to start to have a discussion about. So what a period is the menstrual flow, is the bleed that comes out of our vaginal canal. And this can be experienced from anywhere from 2 to 4 to 5 to 7 days in length. What I want you to pay attention to is always, how long am I bleeding for? Am I bleeding for 2 days? Am I bleeding for 5 days? How much am I bleeding? How many menstrual products am I filling up is usually my question. So is it a lot? Is it very heavy where I'm changing my menstrual product every hour? Or is it very light where I change my menstrual product once a day? And so that can determine the amount of volume of blood that's coming out. So that's an important piece to kind of note and understand what's normal for your body, because it'll vary from person to person. The other piece that I'm always looking for is color. What color is my menstrual bleed? Is it fully red? Is it a little brown? Is it purple? Is it really light red? So those are all variances that can happen. So these are the things that I want you to look for in your bleed, to pay attention. Often we just have our bleed and not really worry about it and not really look at it to see, okay, is it different from our last cycle? Because it gives us a lot of information of our overall health. If there is a noted change, it gives me as a practitioner a lot of understanding of what may be happening within your body. But for the individual, it also gives you information to say that, oh, something's changed. What's changed? How am I feeling? What can I do to help? So understanding if your period is coming on a regular basis is really good to know. Understanding and observing whether the bleed is red, and the color of the bleed. Understanding the volume of the bleed is really, really important as well. And the consistency, is it a watery flow, is it a very thick gelatinous flow, is it very clotty, is there a lot of congealed blood within it? And so that's all valuable information, and really for the individual, I'm hoping that you can pay attention so that you can see if there are noted changes from month to month. Now, if you're seeking help from a healthcare practitioner, this is valuable information because it'll become part of their diagnostic tools. And so all of those symptoms and all of those details will help them help guide them as to how best to help you. So a period, a monthly flow of blood that comes through the vaginal canal, and something that we really should pay more attention to as to what's happening, how it's happening, and what does it look like.